Welcome to the Pluto Lounge, where we just chill. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Mrs. Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls Chief Officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood. Loss of blood due to being stuck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. All right, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. So, as soon as the phone call came in, he rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? Because we had a witness account describing her. That doesn't make sense, right? Because when I walked in, I was like already examining the room, and I heard the lady scream as if she just saw the murder for the first time. She saw someone moving. So the first person she would have saw was me, or Phoenix, not necessarily the little girl. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. I'll just have to take Maya's advice and press him on anything suspicious. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. I wish I could look at the back of this receipt. Like, I want to know where she actually went, because that may be where the real murderer like actually encountered her or something. Okay. I don't really think there's anything to... So now we can show the phone call stating why the little girl was there. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? What? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Okay, so you only could show contradictions, not like reasoning. Okay, so the defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Oh shit. The murder was by the window. Like, even if they're the upper floor, like, she's short. I don't get how you could really see her. Like, this is the only thing I could think of. I'm a bit of a loss. This is the thing that's wrong, because we saw her. Oh, you can press. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With their funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Whoops, didn't mean to press that. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on, just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence. She did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly. What about the suspicious woman in pink? Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry. I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony. Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there's blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin our cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor, why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor. Sir, try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. It's like, I want to the word Maya was written clearly on blood, but what was on the other side of the receipt? I hate that I can't ask about that. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Wait, that's not true. He didn't arrest the suspect until he saw this. And did you find any evidence? No, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. So that didn't work. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. We don't know she was the killer, so we can press on this. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister. Oh, yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order. That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. That's his whole testimony? Okay, there has to be a contradiction there somewhere. Let's find it. After securing... That was a contradiction in my mind, but I found a memo written. A memo. I'm kind of at a loss on this. Like, my only thinking is maybe we could show the glass shards because it shows that there was a struggle, right? Like, if it was a sister killing, her sister, it's like when you're around your siblings, like, your defenses are completely down. Like, you have no defenses whatsoever. Like, you're not ever considering that they may hurt you. So, like, maybe this shows that there was some type of struggle because the autopsy says that she was hidden by a single blunt force trauma. That means it was a single hit. Huh. Death was instantaneous. If death was instantaneous, then there's no way she would have had time to write Maya on the receipt, right? Okay, let's see if that works. Alright, if this doesn't work, man, I don't know. It says death was instantaneous. There's no way she'd be able to write the killer's name before she died. Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Maya Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... no but-ting your way out of this one, detective. Order. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? I don't remember. I think it was the day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's points being That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. But what? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have? What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense refrained from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Autopsy report updated in the court record. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let's the witness, Miss April, may take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from Watson weeping. Oh, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And his hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices.
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness account.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking was the missing girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then a woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then a woman with long hair, she kind of slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy.
Well, Your Honor, I see. It is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Well, wait, Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Firm. Mr. Wright, I understand you are Miss Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey! How dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. So, 9 o'clock at night, I looked out at the window. First, let's see. Wait, it doesn't show me the time anymore, so I guess it's not relevant, so don't need to worry about that. And then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the moosey girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. So this little girl was able to catch a grown adult while holding a very heavy statue that with one single hit can take someone out almost instantly. She dodged? Dodged what?
Well, the attack.
Please, continue your testimony. How did you know it was my client?
Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her?
She has a point. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I was with her. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
Bar! What are you trying to say? You mean, lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all that trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, almost had her.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, that kind of statuey clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not start at you?
How would she know as a thinker? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
What? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Because the whole thing about this thing is like, you don't know it's a clock until you pick it up. So how in the world would you be able to tell it was a clock from that distance? Alright, I only got like 2 more tries left. But I'm gonna take a risk on this. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer.
You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murders with these questions before. Well, only once, to be real. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Haha, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over.
What? So what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That what stats? Because I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time.
So, you've been to the law offices of Faye & Co.?
No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from a hotel room.
The law offices of Faye & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... like, I don't know the distance between the hotel and the office. Because they're literally like right next door to each other. That's one thing, like for them to hear it. So it couldn't have run. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. I'm trying to remember from the previous case. because it's broken or it's empty. It was used in the last case, so it definitely isn't broken. And there's no way to know the batteries are dead, so it's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look, right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It's as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May. Tisk tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew it. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? It is, if it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when a clockwork was removed? Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... I was in this phone call. What's up? Haven't called you in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again, what is it this time? It's made the statue to think, and it tells you the time, and I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's lame. I have the clockwork out, so I put some papers inside it instead. Papers. Yep, this is it. Whoops.
Take that!
Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait. This isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective. I better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for this big fella. Alright, let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, like, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot.
So the witness has seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she has seen it before. But this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to the court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. Yeah, she didn't say at a store because this was created by Larry Butts. He was the first one to ever make it. That's right. I remember now. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world, and the one that isn't here in the police custody.
Impossible! Like everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. I got her. Excuse is not on sale today. Wow.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and a witness will remain calm.
Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did.
Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hands. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I could show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this.
Oh, that's
I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Maya May. You were tapping the victim, Miss Maya Faye's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous! Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... Bingo. I present the defendant's cell phone again. Yes, we've seen that. Listen, what's more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim?
Maya, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time.
Miss April May. You used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
I...
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up! All of you! What gives you the right to talk? You lawyer! It's not fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl? Is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping irrelevant?
She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha! I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
She's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course, I can and will.
You can't be serious. No way.
Oh, wait, I say, wait. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 o'clock at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee? You know, like normal coffee, but like cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have like regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee.
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy.
There you go. The witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Then how did she see the murder? So, where does that leave us? It is in my greatest pleasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's cellular phone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant Maya Fey commit a murder. No, they're going to just let her walk away? There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. The receipt. Check the other side of the receipt. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. I don't see what bringing the bellboy as a witness does. Cause I'm trying to think, I'm like, maybe I misread it. But she just said she didn't see the murder, but this whole thing is that she was a witness of the murder. So like the only evidence that there is that this little girl is tied to the murder is through the receipt, and that just shows there, obviously. But of course they didn't do fingerprints or anything like that. But what would the bellboy as a witness prove? Because, like, I don't think the girl murdered her, but she's definitely an accomplice. So maybe the bellboy could have seen who that accomplice is. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think he's sunk in quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy.
Why?
What's your reason?
Because I hold the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing.
However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness.
Condition. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you'll recognize that Miss April was not the killer, thus she is innocent.
Well, I'm not really accusing her of being the killer, so...
And thereby, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey.
Wait, that's ridiculous. That is my condition.
What?
I'd rather find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Alright, I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir.
I received your summons in
I forgot his voice.
I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service.
That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
Very good, sir.
I am the head bellboy at the fine Godswater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from my guest, Miss May. She asked for a nice coffee to be brought to her at an on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, my will be finished. I'm the head bellboy at the fine Gateswater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. What exact time? If you're a bellboy, you guys should have all of these times like documented. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I... the point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what's then? She asked for a nice coffee to be brought to her at 9, on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to, I guess, Miss Maya herself. Wait, why didn't I get to challenge the other part? I do it again? Oh, why doesn't it let me call them out for this? I saw them. Why at precisely 9 on the dot? 9 o'clock on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished. 9 o'clock, the time of the murder. So then how did she see the murder? Precisely 9 o'clock then? Precisely. Exactly. And most definitely so. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought to them. Oh, bellboy. Tee-hee. I'd like... Oh, bellboy. No, let me do it in his voice. Oh, bellboy. Tee-hee. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9 o'clock. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. So again, how did she witness the murder? You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embarrasser, sir. Embarrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for a kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. It's more of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tisk tisk. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest. But wait! Please, wait! Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I give you one more question, that's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Oi. Okay, let's think. What am I trying to get out of this? So he messed up. He said there was them. We're trying to connect her to the murder. So what would connect them to the murder? It would have to be... like, probably has to do something with that receipt. That is my gut. But okay, let's just ignore that for now. that's not really relevant right now. Okay, so if we know that she's tapping her phone, that must mean that the witness was... that she actually knew she was going to get murdered, and she was trying to set herself up to be a witness so that she can make the guilty party innocent, right? So that means she was trolling her. So she must have asked for that specific room, right? So that she could have a view of the murder when it happened. So... check-in. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, alright, very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? Well, I am not without charm, sir, but even I have little chance with a lover there. Uh-huh, that's what I wanted. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quiet. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? Whoops. Objection! I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you were normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... he asked me not to mention if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Ugh! You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room. That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved with May who may have been, we have just learned of another person involved with who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in that room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into the matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of my FA. Court is adjourned.